PUBG is more or less. I hate to say done because you never say never, but I don't say never doing it again. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what you can watch? You can watch Epic Pro Wrestling out of Baldwin Park, August
Yes.
29th. Andrew, he is the promoter, the progenitor, the man behind Epic Pro in LA. Why don't you tell people about that show, man?
It's gonna be a great show. We got Bad Dude Tito facing Alpha Zoe. We got Royce Isaacs defending the Epic Pro Championship. We got Tony Deppen making his Epic Pro debut. It's gonna be sick. Tickets available at bettereachday4.eventbrite.com and at the door. $30 for adults. GA tickets all over. So first come first serve. You want front row seat or want to pull up a front row seat, whatever, as long as you're not blocking any aisles. Kids' tickets are $20 at the door only. So, yeah, bell time 7 p.m. Doors open at 6:20. We'll probably have a prelim match or two. So it's gonna be a sick show. Tons of free parking and air conditioning too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Air conditioning in SoCal, especially in Baldwin Park. That's where I grew up, man, and it gets hot out there. So I gotta duck into that show to get some AC because my wife doesn't let me turn it on. So, absolutely go watch that show. Go to Epic Pro in Baldwin Park. Go hit up on Eventbrite. You could hit Andrew up on X. He's EpicProLA, right? That's EpicProLA on
EpicProLA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And
What's up? This is Dr. Lariat, aka Baldwin Corbin, aka Teddy Longanisa, aka Hollow Hollow, if you hear me, aka goodness gracious, the Giant Boba, aka Antonio Inokininam, aka your host, and also aka Lifetime LA Boy. I am here with two guys who have been part of the Southern California. I even hate saying independent wrestling scene, but the wrestling scene in Southern California. I have with me, of course, I don't know if I've even released the episode yet, but I have with me, I call him a legend. I call him a Southern California professional wrestling legend. This guy knew real lucha. Shut up, Crowbar. I have with me the one, the only Ultra Taro, aka Ultra Taro Cito. But now he's a big man. He's a grown-ass man.
Wild. So I'm 51 years old this week. T-A-R-O.
Yeah, buddy.
Let me tell you two gentlemen something. Back in my wrestling days, I was introduced as 154 pounds. I weighed 135. That's crazy.
Man. You and Ronan with the work weights, man. Ronan, I remember Ronan getting announced at 180 pounds, and we were like, no way, Ronan is not 180.
Super Dragon, 200 pounds flat for like 5 years.
Yeah, flat.
Yeah, no.
Even though he gained weight. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm not going to comment on that. I don't want a psycho driver.
Hey, that's the way to say hi to your cousin. Just get hit with a psycho driver off the rip. That other voice you're hearing, that pretty cool surfer sounding dude there, that's Andrew. He is the progenitor of Epic Pro out of LA. One of the really cool. They say long running, but this is something that's been through different iterations over the years, and you're gonna hear him tell that story, bro. Welcome to the show, Andrew. What's up, man?
Yo.
Yeah. And I was just happy that this all worked out here because me and Andrew have been trying to get this thing worked out, but whether it's like, Dodger games or things with, cause I also had to take my dog to a vet appointment. So I know you had to, but things ended up working out, and I ended up with this crew here of Southern California guys. and you're about to hear us talk about some Southern California things, and I absolutely love it, man.
I'm
I
glad you have
absolutely love
Kevin
it.
on here because you have someone to carry me on this podcast. Because
Hey,
yeah, I'm
we
gonna be
all
a
we
I
always
guy.
get Ken to
need
talk way too much.
well, we always need a guy to be like the hand, the guiding hand, and Kev is one of those guys that's like a
The
big
workhorse.
one of those guys. Yeah, this workhorse over here, and you're about to hear us talk
Better that
more
than a
about that.
fountain of misinformation. So I'll take that. Thank you.
Oh, there's a lot of that going
I'm gonna
on.
give us like, yeah, I'm gonna give us like 5 seconds of quiet here. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Larry, and I have with me Andrew of Epic Pro Los Angeles. Man, this has been a promotion I've been going to for throughout the years. Especially you guys been working out at Baldwin Park a lot lately. But I remember I went to one of your shows in 2002, and you were talking about like there's been so many different iterations of Epic Pro, and how long does it actually go back, man?
So the original Epic was started in 2002 by a guy named Gary Yap. He was an animator for The Simpsons and King of the
Uh,
Hill. And originally, I think he was trying to become part of XPW, but he ended up meeting Disco Machine, who was a wrestler out here in Southern California, who knows Taro very well. I think they also have a podcast together where they talk about baseball and beer.
yeah,
So they met
I
through
love this
like
machine, man.
mutual friends. Super Dragon got involved, and then they wanted to put together a project, and then a lot of things started happening in the scene. And then in 2002, they created Epic, which was supposed to stand for Elite Pro International Collision. And then it just became Epic Pro Wrestling. They had a few shows before a show in November 2002, which was supposed to feature Ultimo Dragon in his U.S. return against Bryan Danielson against Super Dragon in a three-way. But that show fell apart literally on the day of because Gary Yap wasn't able to pay for the venue. And after that, the original Epic fell. Fast forward to 2004, Gary came back with a promotion called Pro Wrestling War. Lasted about 2 years. And then in 2007, Gary started Epic Pro Wrestling War. And that lasted from like 2007 till, I don't know, 2010, I believe. But that was Gary Yap's saga. The Epic I'm currently running is being used with the blessing of Gary Yap. I never really thought about trying to merge the history of the companies. I wanted to be its own standalone product, you know. And, you know, I started it in 2022. Again, Gary Yap was the guy I talked to about using the name. He also designed the logo. I don't think I've ever told anyone that before, so I think you're the first to know about it. Yeah.
Getting the guy who animated for The Simpsons and for King of the Hill to make your logo, that's a man, that is so freaking cool. Those are two of my favorite shows of all
I've
time.
never
And when
really
you say
thought
Gary
about
Yap,
that.
when you say Gary Yap, I was like, the Gary Yap from The Simpsons? Are you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh wow. And that's like those are like two of my favorite shows of all time. And that's a really cool history lesson, man. So with your version of Epic Pro, you got a couple of shows coming up. I know on one of them that's on the 29th of August. It has one of the matches you booked for that is Alpha Zoe versus Badu Tito, which is I've been calling it in my drops. I've been calling it like a clash of kaijus because those are two big beefy boys, and I really can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
like,
going
oh,
to
we're
be
on
a great
video.
match. Hey, Kevin.
I'm sorry. I realized I was
No,
keeping two of you hanging. I'm
it's all
sorry.
right, man. I
Yeah,
barely
we
just
just
got in
started.
here.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
good,
talking
because
about the history of Epic Pro.
I was
So
dragging ass, and I'm just like, I'm like, that
no, that's
Andrew?
fine.
Yay. How's
This
it going, buddy?
motherfucker? This motherfucker?
This podcast
Oh,
is
Yo,
already going
shit.
great.
yeah, this is going
I'm like
good.
eating
We're going
dinner.
through the history of Epic Pro for like it's I think going through this history of like learning this stuff,
Wait,
it's
which
pretty
Epic
darn, it's
Pro? Isn't
pretty
there
darn
like
cool.
14 Epic Pros? I mean,
I
come
just
on.
went through the entire history, so you can go back, re-listen to it, and
I
it's a very
okay, I
condensed.
lived it. I think I
He
lived
was
it.
he was supposed to be on the first show, and he ended up having a banger with SpongeBob SquarePants on the final show that never got released on
Hey.
tape.
No. Well, you want to know why I didn't get? I missed the first show.
I know
Why
why.
was
Do you
that?
want to?
I worked for MLW the night before. It was the very first
Ah.
MLW show, and for some reason they wanted a lucha libre style match. And it was me, Rising Sun, Crowbar, and Prince Nana. I gotta throw Prince Nana in there.
Oh shit!
A guy named Abanai and Super Hentai.
Super
They
hentai.
want us
Oh,
to
those are
do.
names I have not heard in very many years.
I've not said those names in many years, except for Rising Sun. So they wanted it to be lucha libre rules, 2 out of 3 falls, but they wanted to be like legit lucha, where 2 of the 3 guys have to be pinned, or the captain gets pinned, and then they wanted Martinete in a fall, so a guy got stretchered out. For these hardcore fans who have no idea what lucha libre is, and I'm like, they're not gonna know this. What's gonna happen? I'm like, ugh. So I put together a basic structure to it, and then Crowbar came in and he was like really offended I put together the match. He's like, so I'm the veterans who have been shooting on you in this match. I'm like, and everyone else is looking at him like, what's he talking about? Because he's the vet, he's supposed to take control of this match. And I'm like, dude, I'm the one who knows the lucha rules. I might be the only person in lucha history. I got pinned in all 3 falls, and my team won the match.
Fuck.
How about that? How
That
about
makes
that?
sense.
It's not about overbooking
That
lucha.
that
If
makes
you
so
guys remember
much sense.
Valentina, do you remember her? Valentina,
Was
she was in
she-
XPW. She was in Wrestling Society X.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do remember her.
She-
J from XPW.
Thank you. So they had to throw her in her spot in the first fall. She gave me a spinning DT in the first fall, letting me get pinned in the first fall. And I think that was like her first thing ever in wrestling.
Wow.
Bizarre. Just bizarre.
She
So-
chose the right guy to.
So long
to
story
sell for
short,
her.
way too late. My flight was to John Wayne Airport. I landed like 2:00. The show was at the El Rey Theater in LA at 5. I got to the El Rey at like 4:50, and they said, "Nope, you're out of the match." And I'm like, "Who booked my flight? I lost a payday."
Fuck.
Yeah.
So,
Court
I got
Bauer
to
and
hang out
Court
with
lost
them.
notice.
mind you,
Technically, you were
Jerry
on
Lynn
time.
was on the show with me in Philadelphia, and he beat me there.
He's not even
No,
from
my-
LA.
Jerry Lynn got flown to LA direct from Philadelphia, apparently. Not me. Wham, wham, wham.
I think going through a little bit of this history of the many different iterations of Epic Pro is pretty freaking cool, and I'm gonna really just put this as like an aside on my pocket because I have a lot of things that I'm doing, and I thought might as just well talk about some California pro wrestling history off the rip. This started as a spot that I was recording with Andrew, but now it's becoming a little bit of a learning about the California history of independent pro wrestling with
Dude.
Epic Pro.
You got
As a
2
progenitor.
people here who were right there, right in the thick of it in the 2000s. I'm in the ring sometimes backstage, or sometimes is hanging out watching. Andrew was there for all of it,
We were in the trenches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mean,
I was.
you were on the front lines. I was like more in like the triage, or like I was like that
Yeah.
guy from Full Metal Jacket who was writing for the newspaper.
Absolutely.
military
That
time.
is
That's
so
the right
freaking
gig to have. Let me tell you, Andrew. That's
I
the
was
gig
Joker.
to have. There you go. That's
Hey.
the gig to have. You kidding me?
cool.
Come on.
Dude. But
I had to pay for tickets.
sorry
Yeah.
about that, bro.
No problem, man.
I had
That's
to
where
work
my
for
that's
free
where my
for
minimum wage
nearly a
job. That's where
decade,
that's
so-
where the paper went.
Yeah.
For my minimum
Hey,
wage
but
job at
I
Hollywood
think-
Video,
I think
spent
most
it at
people are supporting us
Epic Pro.
because I didn't get any money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My first Epic match, my check didn't bounce, but other people's did.
Not
Whoa.
my epic. Gary Yap's epic for.
I'm sorry,
for
Gary
record.
Yap's epic. I
Yeah.
yeah, not that I've been paid by Mr. Andrew, but I am on the belt. So
He is
Yeah.
getting psycho driven as a. It's like an homage to the Mask versus Mask match he had with Super Dragon in 2003, which is honestly one of my personal favorite matches of all time.
thank you.
I
Absolutely.
like a lot of people talk all this shit about independent wrestling spot or just spot fest and there's never storytelling and like I'm not a storytelling kind of guy, but like what you and Dragon had was like something that didn't need to be written. It didn't need to be like, put out there as like what we see in American wrestling now as far as storytelling is concerned. It was very like force feeding the audience. Like everyone knew that you guys went from like one point to another. They knew about like what you've gone through with him, the promotions you've been through, and like I think just the in-ring work was enough to tell a story.
And here's the thing: everyone knew I was losing.
Yeah.
There's probably no one in that building
I believed in
who
you.
thought I was winning that
Bev,
match.
I believed
But
in you. I believed in you when I was there. I was
believed in
cheering for
me.
you. I was
You
cheering
weren't
for
the
you
only
in
one.
that match.
People who cheered, then they knew. They're like, "There's no way Dragon's Unmasking." But but that's okay because if you've seen all the El Santo matches over the decades, El Santo, Il del Santo, and Blue Demon, you're like, "There's no way they're losing." But the job is to make people actually believe it's possible, and that is such a hard challenge.
Yeah.
Or just or in my case, make it look like you're gonna have to like put me underground in order to have me lose my mask, and that's what I realized I had to do in that situation. Yeah.
I when Larry
Hey
told me
guys,
you guys
I'm
were
gonna
be
start. I'm gonna restart.
Okay.
Here I'm gonna restart here. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Larry, and I have with me Andrew of Epic Pro Los Angeles. Man, this has been a promotion I've been going to for throughout the years. Especially you guys been working out at Baldwin Park a lot lately. But I remember I went to one of your shows in 2002, and you were talking about like there's been so many different iterations of Epic Pro, and how long does it actually go back, man?
So the original Epic was started in 2002 by a guy named Gary Yap. He was an animator for The Simpsons and King of the
Uh,
Hill. And originally, I think he was trying to become part of XPW, but he ended up meeting Disco Machine, who was a wrestler out here in Southern California, who knows Taro very well. I think they also have a podcast together where they talk about baseball and beer.
yeah,
So they met
I
through
love this
like
machine, man.
mutual friends. Super Dragon got involved, and then they wanted to put together a project, and then a lot of things started happening in the scene. And then in 2002, they created Epic, which was supposed to stand for Elite Pro International Collision. And then it just became Epic Pro Wrestling. They had a few shows before a show in November of 2002, which was supposed to feature Ultimo Dragon in his U.S. return against Bryan Danielson against Super Dragon in a three-way. But that show fell apart literally on the day of because Gary Yap wasn't able to pay for the venue. And after that, the original Epic fell. Fast forward to 2004, Gary came back with a promotion called Pro Wrestling War. Lasted about 2 years. And then in 2007, Gary started Epic Pro Wrestling War. And that lasted from like 2007 till I don't know, 2010, I believe, but that was Gary Yap's saga. The epic I'm currently running is being used with the blessing of Gary Yap. I never really thought about trying to merge the history of the companies. I wanted to be its own standalone product, you know. Um, and I started it in 2022. Again, Gary App was the guy I talked to about using the name. He also designed the logo. I don't think I've ever told anyone that before, so I think you're the first to know about it. Yeah.
Getting the guy who animated for The Simpsons and for King of the Hill to make your logo, that's a man, that is so freaking cool. Those are two of my favorite shows of all
I've
time.
never
And when
really
you say
thought
Gary
about
Yap,
that.
when you say Gary Yap, I was like, the Gary Yap from The Simpsons? Are you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh wow. And that's like those are like two of my favorite shows of all time. And that's a really cool history lesson, man. So with your version of Epic Pro, you got a couple of shows coming up. I know on one of them that's on the 29th of August. It has one of the matches you booked for that is Alpha Zo versus Badu Tito, which is I've been calling it in my drops. I've been calling it like a clash of kaijus because those are two big beefy boys, and I really can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's
oh,
gonna
we're
be
on
a great
video.
match. Hey, Kevin.
I'm sorry. I realized I was
No,
keeping two of you hanging. I'm
it's all
sorry.
right, man. I
Yeah,
barely
we
just
just
got in
started.
here.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
good,
talking
because
about the history of Epic Pro.
I was
So
dragging ass, and I'm just like, I'm like, that
no, it's fine.
Andrew?
Yay. How's
This
it going, buddy?
motherfucker? This motherfucker?
This podcast
Oh,
is
Yo,
already
so
going
shit.
great.
yeah, this is going
I'm like
good.
eating
We're going
dinner.
through the history of Epic Pro for like it's I think going through this history of like learning this stuff
Wait,
is
which
pretty
Epic
darn it's
Pro? Isn't
pretty
there
darn
like
cool.
14 Epic Pros? I mean,
I
come
just
on.
went through the entire history, so you can go back, re-listen to it, and
I,
it's a
it's
very
okay. I lived
condensed.
it. I think I
He
lived
was
it.
he was supposed to be on the first show, and he ended up having a banger with SpongeBob SquarePants on the final show that never got released on
Hey,
tape.
No. Well, you want to know why I didn't get? I missed the first show.
I know
why
why.
was
Do you
that?
want to?
I worked for MLW the night before. It was the very first
Ah,
MLW show, and for some reason they wanted a lucha libre style match. And it was me, Rising Sun, Crowbar, and Prince. Prince Nana. I gotta throw Prince Nana in there.
Oh shit!
A guy named Abanai and Super Hentai.
Super
They
hentai.
want us
oh,
to
those are
do.
names I have not heard in very many years.
I've not said those names in many years, except for Rising Sun. So they wanted it to be lucha libre rules, 2 out of 3 falls, but they wanted to be like legit lucha, where 2 of the 3 guys have to be pinned, or the captain gets pinned, and then they wanted Martinete in a fall, so a guy got stretchered out. For these hardcore fans who have no idea what lucha libre is, and I'm like, they're not gonna know this. What's gonna happen? I'm like, ugh. So I put
Yeah.
together a basic structure to it, and then Crowbar came in and he was like really offended. I put together the match. He's like, you know, so I'm the veterans who have been shooting on you in this match. I'm like, and everyone else is looking at him like, what's he talking about? Because he's the vet. He's supposed to take control of this match, and I'm like, dude, I'm the one who knows the lucha rules. I might
Yeah.
be the only person in lucha history. I got pinned in all 3 falls, and my team won the match.
Fuck.
How about that? How
That
about
makes
that?
sense.
It's not about overbooking
That
lucha.
that
If
makes
you
so
guys remember
much sense.
Valentina, do you remember her?
Um.
Valentina,
Was
she was in
she?
XPW. She was in Wrestling Society X.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do remember her. J
She
Lo from XPW.
thank you. So they had to throw her in her spot in the first fall. She gave me a spinning DT in the first fall. It's letting me get pinned in the first fall. And I think that was like her first thing ever in wrestling.
Wow.
Bizarre. Just bizarre.
She
So,
chose the right guy
so long
to
story
sell for
short,
her.
way too late. My flight was to John Wayne Airport. I landed like 2:00. The show was at the El Rey Theater in LA at 5. I got to the El Rey at like 4:50, and they said, "Nope, you're out of the match." And I'm like, "Who booked my flight? I lost a payday."
Fuck.
So,
Court
So I got
Bauer
to hang
and
out
you were
with
on
him.
notice.
mind you,
Technically, you were
Jerry
on
Lynn
time.
was on the show with me in Philadelphia, and he beat me there.
He's not even
No,
from
my-
LA.
Jerry Lynn got flown to LA direct from Philadelphia, apparently. Not me. Wham, wham, wham.
I think going through a little bit of this history of the many different iterations of Epic Pro is pretty freaking cool, and I'm gonna really just put this as like an aside on my pocket because I have a lot of things that I'm doing, and I thought might as well talk about some California pro wrestling history off the rip. This started as a spot that I was recording with Andrew, but now it's becoming a little bit of a learning about the California history of independent pro wrestling with
Dude,
Epic Pro.
You got
As a
two people
progenitor.
here who were right there, right in the thick of it in the 2000s. I'm in the ring sometimes backstage, or sometimes it's hanging out watching. Andrew was there for all of it,
We were in the trenches.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
mean, you
I was.
you were on the front lines. I was like more in like the triage, or like I was like that
Yeah.
guy from Full Metal Jacket who was writing for the newspaper.
Absolutely.
military
That
time.
is
That's right.
so
That's the
freaking
right
cool.
gig to have. Let me tell you, Andrew. That's
I
the
was a
gig to have.
joker.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
the
Hey.
gig to have. You kidding me?
Uh,
Come on.
Dude. But
I had to pay for tickets.
sorry
Yeah.
about that, bro.
No problem, man.
I
That's
had
that's
to
where
work
my
for
that's
free
where my
for
minimum wage
nearly a
job. That's where
decade,
that's where the paper went.
Yeah.
For my minimum
Hey,
wage
but
job at Hollywood
I
Video,
think most
spent it
people
at
supporting us
Epic Pro.
because I didn't get any money. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My first Epic match, my check didn't bounce, but other people's did.
Not
Whoa.
my epic. Gary Yap's epic for
I'm sorry,
for
Gary
record.
Yap's Epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that I've been paid by Mr. Andrew, but I am on the belt. So
He is
Yeah.
getting psycho driven it's like an homage to the mask versus mask match he had with Super Dragon in 2003, which is honestly one of my personal favorite matches of all time.
thank you.
I
Absolutely.
like a lot of people talk all this shit about independent wrestling spot or just spot fest and there's never storytelling, and like I'm not a storytelling kind of guy, but like what you and Dragon had was like something that didn't need to be written. It didn't need to be like put out there as like what we see in American wrestling now as far as storytelling is concerned. It was very like force feeding the audience. Like everyone knew that you guys went from like one point to another. They knew about like what you've gone through with him, the promotions you've been through, and like I think just the in-ring work was enough to tell a story.
And here's the thing: everyone knew I was losing. No one, there's probably no one in that building
I believed in
who
you.
thought I was winning that
Ted,
match.
I believed
But-
in you. I believed in you when I was there. I was
believed in
cheering
me.
for you. I was
You
cheering
weren't
for
the
you
only
in that
one.
match.
People who cheered, then they knew. They're like, "There's no way Dragon's unmasking." But
Yeah.
but that's okay because if you've seen all the El Santo matches over the decades, El Santo, Il Santo, and Blue Demon, you're like, "There's no way they're losing." But the job is to make people actually believe it's possible, and that is such a hard challenge.
Yeah.
Or just make, or in my case, make it look like you're gonna have to like put me underground in order to have me lose my mask, and that's what I realized I had to do in that situation.
I when
Hey,
Larry
hey
told
guys,
me you guys
I'm
were
gonna
be-
start. I'm gonna restart.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna restart. There was also something else that happened this weekend, man. One of the orphans that El Generico would bring with him to Reseda finished the story and won the WWE Undisputed title. Sami Zayn
El Generico is opening a second, children for home. Is opening a second home for children in Tijuana. Is that what you're telling me?
I believe so, and I remember Sammy was his bag boy back in the day.
Wait,
So
what?
it's so weird that the bag boy is he got to main event WrestleMania in SoFi,
What?
and now he wins
What?
the WWE title. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I never met Sammy. What are you talking about? I met Sammy. He looks like, I mean, lately he's not been the upstanding person from his actions, but you know what? I'm glad for the man to win his, to become the World Wrestling Entertainment Universal Champion. Andrew, why are you laughing?
Kayfabe.
I mean, I feel way more kayfabe. I'm the guy who wore my mask every single show, even though I knew I was losing my mask. I wore it every show to where no one would see me. I drove up, put my mask on. As I drove up, walked to my car, drove away about half a mile later, took my mask off. All right, so I'm still kayfabe.
You did the Mil Mascaras, man. The Mil
I'm not
Mascaras of
quite that level.
taking a
I'm
shower
not
with your
showering
mask
with my
on.
mask. I'm not wearing my mask in the shower. But
yeah, man, you got.
yeah, you know what? I love
yeah.
Sammy's just such good people, and I'm glad for him to get this opportunity.
Yeah,
Yeah, that dude works so hard throughout the years and all that. Like, I feel like his entire career just should be celebrated. Like, you know, like I mean, I have my opinions on kayfabe, but like,
he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
like,
Absolutely one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
He had so many great matches as Generico, and I don't know if you, Kevin, you ever saw it, but the match he had with Justice Payne in CZW where he got
I did
knocked
not see
out.
that one.
He
But I'll
got
tell you right
knocked
now.
out during the match, and then like a lot of people have shit on Justice Payne over the years for being a bad worker, and like people would say that was like Justice Payne's best match, and Generico had like a concussion and didn't even know what happened. Like, that's how good he is. He can sleepwalk his way to classic matches and all that.
So here's the thing about him about El Generico and PWG. He would almost, for a long time, he had the death slot. He's like, Dragon's like, you're going to be in the first, you better put him in the first match after your mission. You know why? Because he's going to get that crowd back no matter what.
Hell yeah.
And almost any PWG show with El Generico for, my goodness, so many years, the best match on any PWG show was El Generico's match.
Yeah.
Hands down. He was, God, I love the man. Oh, he's so tremendous. Love the guy.
One of my favorite memories of him was after PWG shows when they were running in like Hollywood or Silver Lake, Los Feliz, whatever you want to call that area.
Yeah.
Like
the sweat box, the original sweat box. That's where he broke into PWG, yeah.
That's where I broke into PWG too.
Yeah. I went to the shows that I went to the first PWG show and the last one, and I went to all the shows that were in Frankensons.
Wow.
I love Frankensons, man. I miss Frankensons. I have not gone to the new Frankensons.
Go to Frankensons, it's just, you're not going to see wrestling there.
Yeah.
Bart's still there probably, but that's about it.
But like, I remember after a show, we went to this IHOP on Sunset Boulevard.
All
the time, that IHOP.
Go to. And I remember there was like, this was like 20 years ago, and there were a bunch of like high school kids who were like my age, right? And they were coming home from prom. And like Generico, being his usual goofy, wacky self, like goes up to like, hey, what's going on here? Like, you guys going to prom? And they're like, yeah, we went to prom. This guy's a prom king. And he's like, yeah, man. And like one of the kids was like, yeah, man, he's such a pimp. And then Generico's like, oh no, that's not a good thing. Pimps are not good people. Pimps are very bad people. He's lecturing these high school kids, and this high school girl is like, exactly. I've been telling him that the entire time. Pimps are bad people. And they cause this argument amongst them, and then we just, all of us, like a group of like 20 wrestlers and 10 like crew people, like myself, like
being the good people. Come on,
we just went to the back end of that IHOP and we just had our meal while the high school kids at prom were arguing and shit. So it was a very Larry David moment.
I bit my lip because I was gonna ask what someone in that circle might have said, but I'm like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Oh man,
yeah.
he definitely is the Larry David of wrestling.
Hey, prom kids, can we talk?
No, but Generico just, that's the kind of Sami Zayn, that's the kind of vibe he has. He's like a real life Larry David. Like, he's like a weird agent of chaos where you can just say something so innocent and stupid and he'll just turn into a huge thing. But yeah, I'm
And
happy for him.
I'll tell you right now, I saw Generico. I saw one of El Generico's last ever matches. I was in Japan, and it's literally like I think 2 or 3 months before El Generico disappeared to Tijuana, and it's literally me, a friend of mine, and 10 other people I think hang around this show in Japan, and it was his last ever match in Japan, El Generico, and I'm like, and I had to just be there. I'm like, I gotta go see it, and I'm trying to talk to Generico, and he's totally still talking to me in half Spanish, half English. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And I'm like, come on. There's like, you're talking to me, my friend, and there's 10 Japanese people. And I'm just like, and I just want to talk to him because I don't get a chance to talk to him. And I'm like, I finally got him on one thing. I'm like, oh, hey, later tonight I'm going to see a punk rock show. And he goes, you're going to a punk show? I'm like, got you. I finally got you after all these years. I got you. I literally was like, oh, hey, because one thing was he was so beat up, he canceled a PWG booking in a few weeks after that. And he's like, sheepishly going, I can't say his name. Oh, yeah, Dragon's mad at me for canceling. And he ended up taking the booking. It actually was El Generico's last ever match at PWG. It was like a DT4 tournament. But he didn't say Dragon's name. He said another name, which I don't know why he would say that name. But, he's like, yeah, he's mad at me. But I said the punk rock show, I saw Sammy. I didn't see the other guy. And I was like, damn it, I got you. I'm bummed because it was 2012, so we couldn't really text like we can now. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I could have brought Sami Zayn to a punk rock show with me in Tokyo. That would have been amazing.
That's a cool story, man. And yeah, I'm just a huge fan of Sam. I'm a huge fan of Generico.
He's the best.
That ladder match he had, that farewell ladder match he had with Kevin, like that's still one of the most emotional matches I watched. I I remember we sent him off with like the biggest the biggest ticker tape, like all the streamers and all that stuff, and to see where those two have gone, like, and to see them have grown from where they were at PWG to where they are, like, these are like worldwide stars, and there's, I know they started in Montreal, they worked in CZW, all that stuff, but to me, those two guys are SoCal through and through.
Yeah,
they were the scene,
and
out
they
here.
obviously showed that when they did the show, the WrestleMania, where they wore the tribute gear, and I was like, I think of Disco Machine. We weren't even in LA, we were in like Reno, and we're literally at like a brewery just hanging out, and we're just like, this is surreal. And what's even funnier is we're at this little tiny brewery, and this guy, the server, is like, so wrestling camp is like, yeah, I'm watching WrestleMania, and he's talking to Isaiah. I'm like, how do we explain? And we're trying to explain to this guy. I'm like, we more or less help those guys break in. He's looking at us like he's like, what? Because he has obviously, have no connotation of what we did, and he didn't know them before WWE, and he's just like, yeah, we wrestled those guys, and I mean, I never did, but Disco obviously did. And he's looking at us like his jaw went to the floor. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you're really hanging out with two guys who knew these guys for decades. It's just, and we're seeing their greatest moment of their lives in the wrestling, because it's never going to top them main eventing a WrestleMania in LA. Is just so wonderful. And the tribute they did the Dragon was so nice. So nice.
Yeah.
Although Dragon probably could give a, he probably doesn't care.
Obviously. I mean, did Dragon care about the Bandito shout out?
Me and Excalibur, and I'm sure maybe a couple others texted him, and crickets.
That seems about right.
What I heard was Bandito wants to give the mask to Dragon, and I'm like, he doesn't care.
Good luck with that.
He doesn't care. Because last I hung out with Dragon, I brought wrestling, and I was like, he didn't seem to care about wrestling toward the end of PWG, let alone now, but PWG is more or less, I hate to say done, because you never say never, but I don't see him ever doing it again.
Yeah. But you know what you can watch? You can watch Epic Pro Wrestling out of Baldwin Park, August 29th. Andrew, he is the promoter, the progenitor, the man behind Epic Pro in LA. Why don't you tell people about that show, man?
It's gonna be a great show. We got Bad Dude Tito facing Alpha Zoe. We got Royce Isaacs defending the Epic Pro Championship. We got Tony Deppen making his Epic Pro debut. It's gonna be sick. Tickets available at bettereachday4.eventbrite.com and at the door. $30 for adults. GA tickets all over. So first come first serve. You want front row seat or want to pull up a front row seat, whatever, as long as you're not blocking any aisles. Kids' tickets are $20 at the door only. So, yeah, bell time 7 p.m. Doors open at 6:20. We'll probably have a prelim match or two. So it's gonna be a sick show. Tons of free parking and air conditioning too.
Yeah.
Air conditioning in SoCal, especially in Baldwin Park. That's where I grew up, man, and it gets hot out there. So I gotta duck into that show to get some AC because my wife doesn't let me turn it on. So, absolutely go watch that show. Go to Epic Pro in Baldwin Park. Play it up on Eventbrite.
Oh,
Parker's
damn it.
out the last
I
freaking.
don't have that luxury. Is it still 7-6?
It's 10-6.
Yeah, they.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is the podcast.
That's what I've been watching on my phone. That's what I've been watching on my phone as we've been recording.
I'm trying to be a professional podcaster here. You know what I mean?
I can multitask.
It's fine, man. I'm the one that's. Usually when I have my camera off, I'm watching something on the side. So that's me.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I want to know what's going on in that World Cup game, but I have no idea what's happening there. Oh well.
I don't know either. So.
The World Cup's been so much fun. So
it has,
The Dodger game sounds way more fun.
Oh, dude.
I might have to go
you see
Sunday.
San Diego get spanked by LA, it's always a good time, man.
But even better that San Diego was spanking LA, then LA was like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. That's a BDSM segment here in this game.
I do like the comeback. And the three of us here.
As bad as the Cubs game yesterday.
Oh my God. That's why I thought, I'm like, the Dodgers are going to thrash after they lost 23-2 or something like that.
23-3.
Insane.
The funniest
thing was a shutout, man.
I was watching AEW because it was in San Diego, and our old friend Excalibur was wearing a Padres mask the day they got blown out.
He's Mr. San Diego, man.
Yeah, but the day they got blown out is like he could have gone with something else.
I wish because kayfabe, he's a season ticket holder to both of the soccer teams down there. So I'm like, can't you get a new mask to pay attention to those and just not just the Padres? Darn.
It's San Diego, man. They only got the Padres, man. Oh, well, if he does follow those two, why doesn't he get one of those masks? They need it. They need the promotion.
I mean, maybe he just hasn't got around to it yet. I mean, there's still way more attention to the Padres. But the soccer has been great right now since the World Cup's going on. But oh well.
Yeah.
His Padres mask is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've been watching World Cup mostly because I started like, oh, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Right on the pod. That's beautiful.
Yep, yeah. I have a habit of burping a lot.
It adds character. Hey, it's fine.
I don't have a lot.
I've been only watching like freaking World Cup because I started this sports podcast because I got inspired by Kev and Disco doing their own baseball podcast. So I had to start my own sports podcast because like I got to put this brain somewhere, and doing sports podcasts and talking about sports betting and odds. It's been pretty fun to sit there with my partner who's like super into making models to like. And he was at a 500 record for the NBA playoffs. So if you were on that, you probably got paid out. I'm not saying I did, but I think my wife got paid out on that.
But nowadays, you just go to Kalshi and it's trading. Gambling is now legal through trading. Yeah. And I'm like Kalshi and like Polymarket, brilliant. They worked around a loophole that didn't get voted through in California. Like, literally, DraftKings was going to pass on the ballot, and the Native American CEOs were all excited to get sports books, and like, nope, got voted down because, children are going to gamble. Get the hell out of here. They're going to figure out a way regardless.
I'm
Yeah,
keep
you
my
know,
thoughts
well,
quiet
I
on this
used I used to
subject.
play a
All
lot
I'm
of
gonna say
poker
is,
when I was like a kid. So
There you go.
yeah, I don't know any bookies for the record, so don't ask.
We're
yeah.
not recording right now, are we?
We
We
are
are.
recording right now.
Ah, shoot!
Uh,
I'm not gonna tell
But
you about
I don't. I could cut all that shit
Never
out.
mind.
I'll just cut all that shit out.
But
anyway,
this is
Oh,
blackmail. But there's a blackmail.
who's gonna blackmail
oh,
me?
Yeah.
what did you
Andrew
not want?
Larry's gonna be like, "Hey,
What did you not want said
uh,
on there, man?
you better
What
give me
did
a
you
free
not want?
ticket."
Oh,
I
hey,
don't care. I'm not the one who would get in trouble if anything happened. So I'm
There
just
you
kidding.
go.
I'm just kidding.
You're not Shohei's interpreter. All
I'm
right,
not.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
oh,
not involved in any underworld gambling rings where
yeah.
I'm taking numbers and
We're
betting on
Yes.
dog races.
Yes.
we're not skimming anything off the top while our boss
I
is
might be a wrestling promoter, but I'm not that scummy.
Thank you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
still am like, why are you a wrestling promoter? Every time I see you, I almost ask you, like, why? Why are you doing this?
I ask myself that every day too.
Well, I've asked myself that almost every day. I'm like, why is Andrew doing this?
Now someone's
But then
gonna
again,
do it.
I've had to promote a couple parties, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't imagine
Dude.
actually promoting a show. God,
It's not as stressful as you'd think for me. I don't know.
I
How
know, but
long?
it's just
How long have you
you
been
know,
in the game for
you make it a
promoting,
living.
Andrew?
How
How long have you been making a living as a promoter?
I wish I was making a living. I mean, I have a good job, but I can't say much else. But yeah,
I figured you had a good job. If you're willing to throw away money into wrestling. That's all.
yeah, I figured out that with the money I put into wrestling, I could have put in a down payment on a house or bought a really nice luxury car. So, but
Damn,
money
man.
isn't everything to me. As long as I'm
Well,
not
hopefully
homeless,
the new venue is more economically feasible. I hope.
it's
Where are you
just
guys
as
gonna be running, by the
economically
way?
feasible. I'm going to be at
Where are you guys
the
gonna be running?
Esther Snyder Community Center in Baldwin Park,
Dope.
4100 Baldwin Park Boulevard or Avenue. I don't know. There's a Church's Chicken and KFC across the
Yep.
street. So if you look up Church's
Yeah.
Chicken,
I
KFC,
know
Oh, wow. I
exactly,
know the names now.
Baldwin
dude.
Park, you'll know
I know
where it is.
I know exactly where that
Because
is because
Stardom
I
ran
grew up
there.
right next to
Yes.
there, man.
I went there once because Stardom ran there
Yeah,
a show in like a decade ago?
2017.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
like when Io Shirai was even still there.
Yeah,
Io Shirai,
Shayna
Kairi
Baszler.
Hojo.
I think that was like one of Shayna
It was
Baszler's
nuts.
first matches.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was
it was
that
nuts.
was like her that was probably like her like close to her debut or like one of her debut matches. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
that's a great
The
venue,
Stardom ran
though.
Baldwin
And
Park. It's crazy.
It's
ton-
cool.
tons of
I'm
parking.
surprised no one's ever ran there. I'm glad. I don't know how you found it. I don't know if you thought of it through Stardom or whatever, but it's cool because no one. I don't think anybody's ever ran there since.
No, EWF
Yeah.
used to run there for a while, but who knows?
Oh, okay.
Who cares?
Yeah.
No comment on EWF.
Hey man, you're flying in a friend of the baseball brew crew, Tony Deppins. I
Hell
appreciate
yeah.
that. I got it.
Hell yeah.
I love
dude.
Tony.
I can't wait to
Um,
finalize this match. I don't know what it is yet, but the options I have in my mind right now, all of them are really great. And, you know,
Cool.
hopefully we can bring him back more often because there's so many wrestlers I want to put him in the ring against.
Yeah. I was like, Tony? I was like, that's very random. I'm hitting Tony up on Instagram going, dude, you're coming out to LA. I'm like, I'll bring you some, yes. Because his side job is a brewery. He helps run the brewery in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, which is the home of Yingling, which is the oldest brewery in America.
Oh,
And I'm
dear.
like, yeah. And I'm like talking to him because we talked about all this. And I'm like, dude, he's like, I'll try to bring some beers. I'm like, well, I'll try to give you some beers. Take back. You know?
Nice.
Beer for
Yeah,
beer.
dude,
That's
speaking of
pretty
breweries,
cool,
I
man.
really want to find one to run shows at too. So if anyone knows a spot,
I know that was a thing for a little while,
yeah,
but that's been.
I
But
think
there
the
is
spot out here in Irwindale that's like that used to be the
tell me
Miller
off
Brewing
air. I don't
thing.
want any other promoters finding
Oh,
out.
never mind.
Tell,
because
tell me off
Dream
air.
Slam is the one getting in
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, okay,
Dream
yeah.
Slam is
We'll
running at two
talk
different
off air.
breweries right now. One
Yeah,
in
Yeah.
Anaheim and one in Long Beach.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's Dream Slam. No offense to
Yeah.
anyone there, but no comment.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I'm
get
like,
all-
hey, they
I-
had Snow Gray and Extreme Loco, and they had Jack Cartwheel. I'm like, hey, good dudes. All right,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's always good to to like have your options there. And this show that we're doing right now, so we're trying to push the show in Baldwin Park. Andrew, like my intention has never been with this show to do that kind of thing because I always just wanted to like talk to people. But then, I ended up talking to a couple people and, for some reason that produce guy has been all over the news today. And I'm like,
man. Yeah,
So,
like
he was
honestly, I have thoughts on that like whole situation that I'm keeping to myself.
is that off
Like,
the art? Let's do off the air thoughts. That's off the air
no,
thoughts.
it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind saying anything. Like I
This is
don't.
coming from the guy Andrew would tell me, like back in the day, he'd come up to you and going, "That guy fucking sucks.
Yeah.
This guy fucking sucks."
Yeah.
Like you had openly told me like all his thoughts about people back in the day, and I'm like, no, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Which is
No,
hilarious.
I,
But
I got
Andrew,
some, I
took
got
your
something to
shit.
say, but I'm gonna say it offline. I don't want to say it online.
No, but it's like I don't like saying
Yeah.
things I wouldn't
But
say.
Andrew was very open to me about his views of wrestlers back in my day, back in the early 2000s.
I'm open to
and I'm
everyone.
like, cool, all good,
But, like, with this subject, it's like it's something that does get close because there are things I experienced that they've gone through. My
Yeah.
personal opinion is like I wouldn't have aired out my thoughts or opinions in that way.
Yeah.
The way he did. But it's also like I agree about the whole, thing with WWE ID and pulling talent and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like when that thing first started, I knew it was going to end up like that, and I told people,
Of
yeah,
course.
I'm not going to bring in
Of course.
WWE ID talent because we all know how
I,
WWE is.
I was surprised
Unless
they
you
let
want Jack
Mathers.
Hartwell to beat somebody.
Yeah, I was surprised they let Mathers work
You want to
Dragon
let
Gate
Jack
while
Hartwell's
being
the
on
only local guy. I need you to
WWID.
win.
Like,
But
if you
Andrew,
if you come with
Yes.
that, it's just weird.
Andrew,
But
you have a world champion, and you're alumni now. I love it.
I do.
Mr. Shane Hayes is a world champion. Come
Oh
on.
yeah, GHC
GHC heavyweight champion,
GHC champion. I love
global honor
I
crown.
love
hope
it.
he keeps that belt around for a while, and I hope he's around in August.
Hey,
I don't know. I
his
can't
match-
say anything.
The,
Does
the
he have
match
the belt
with
with him?
Endo was crazy. Because
Dude, if you
I always
in
count
August,
Shane.
around August, I'm going to tell him to bring it.
Yeah, if he does,
I always
that'd be
tell-
fantastic.
I always tell people that Shane's a SoCal guy because he's been here for like 25 years, I think, almost.
We adopted
Yeah.
And
him.
he's
We've adopted him.
yeah,
He's one of us.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just like the
That's what make it
Filipinos have
weird when
adopted him
like
because of
Mikey
his wife.
Nichols. I'll say it was weird that when Mikey Nichols showed up out of the blue on AEW with Tito, and I'm like, is Mikey? Did they fly Mikey in from Australia for this?
Yeah,
I'm like,
Yes.
I've not seen Mikey around at all. It's crazy. They fly Mikey in from Australia, and Tito they just bring him up the street. I love Tito. Tito's the best. I love Tito.
Tito.
I always love seeing like the local dudes get like some shine whenever they show up on TV.
Yeah.
And like being used in that way. Like Tito didn't even do the JOB on it. That was Mikey who ate the pin. And they worked the Bucks. What more could you ask for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
SoCal all the
And
way.
it's good that Tito's been getting showcased. That's really awesome. I think it's good for him
Yeah.
in his career. And I hope that continues for him.
Also,
Yeah.
too, because I literally was messaging Zach, and I'm like, dude, what was my favorite thing right now is you've gotten Tito in there. He's like, dude, Tito's so fucking awesome. I'm like, yes, he is. He's so awesome.
Dude.
I love Tito.
I saw Tito do the lucha thing. He was the lucha thing at the lucha thing at the Dodgers game? But I know he was the lucha guys at the Rams game. I know that's what he
Yeah.
was doing like a couple years back, and it's freaking cool to see that. It was freaking cool to see it whenever I see him like on TV, or it's like MLW, or when they do New Japan shows or wherever I see him. Him, Royce Isaacs, it's just cool to see these guys getting some shine on like TV or wherever.
Yeah, you love the scene. Excuse me. You need to say it properly. Epic Pro Wrestling Champion, Royce Isaacs.
Sorry, Epic Pro Wrestling Champion Royce Isaacs. I did interview Royce like
You're welcome, Andrew.
a couple weeks ago. Beautiful. Take a shot for that burp. I did interview Royce like a week or so back, and the whole interview was us talking about all you can eat sushi. So that was pretty cool.
Let me say this about Royce. He's my champ and all, but He talks a big game about eating. I don't believe it. So, Royce, I challenge you to eat off, you and me, a large Costco pizza. See who can finish it first.
Is there a Costco by the Esther Snyder Center?
I don't know, but there is
No.
one in the area where we live at, so we're gonna have to figure
Yeah.
something out.
Yeah, there is a Costco that's about I'm not gonna dox
But-
myself, but anyway.
Let me tell you right now, if you're about to defend your championship, the last thing you do is have a pizza off before you're going to wrestle a tough opponent like Alpha Zoe. Let me tell you that right now.
you
That is
gotta
the match,
have both
right,
of them.
Andrew, at Epic?
Yeah,
No, it's Tito versus Zoe. Zoe just
Oh,
challenged
I'm sorry.
Royce
I
back in
who is-
January.
Okay, my bad. I mixed my
Title
matches.
match
I
is
didn't
to
know
be
who was.
announced.
Oh, I'm sorry.
title match to be announced.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a bad job having your show then.
Yeah. My
Hey,
bad.
that show is available, and you guys should watch that. Because that's what made me want to reach out to both Royce and Alpha, because that match was so sick, and it's not too often like
Back
you
shots
see
were
these
brutal.
dude chops, lariats. You don't often see this happen in the independents, but that's because I feel like a lot of the independents focus is on the southeast and northeast, and like it's so weird that people have been sleeping on California scene because it's still. I know like the whole catchphrase of the AEW is we're the best wrestle, but honestly, like you get some of the best indie wrestling talent in California from California. I know Royce is from Colorado.
Come on. This has been happening for decades. This has
Yeah.
been for decades.
Since the 90s, since
Decades.
the 80s.
No one knew
shout out to
anything
you,
about
Vandal.
the West Coast until UPW, like what? And then
XPW.
the few people who got UPW is the only thing that got attention from the West Coast at first because they were in developmental territory, but they're like, oh, there's WWF guys on here, and then what little traction me for Super Dragon in 2000 got on Death Valley Driver is like, oh, that was the first like exposure of us doing what our West Coast style or hybrid style, and then it slowly trickled through like Super Dragon Wrestling Low Key for the first time. Like Low Key had no idea who Super Dragon was. He came in and dropped his bag and was like, I'm not gonna put this guy over. You know what I mean? That's how little
That's still
we were
low
looked
key
at
to this
then.
day. That's
Yeah.
still low key
But
to
it
this day,
took
man.
like Dragon going to the East Coast, and he's the first main guy, maybe B-Boy too, going to the East Coast, and we had to build our own thing because we're not getting fly East, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously PWG, not immediately, but a couple years later helped make everyone realize, whoa, there is stuff happening out west, you know what I mean?
I think
APW had some traction, but it was still super hardcore for the most part, except for Beyond the Mat, you know what I mean?
XPW, and I know it's funny to say that, but hear me out, please.
No, you're right. You're right.
I think they did a lot as well to like boost the notoriety of the West Coast scene
Yeah.
because they were in World of Wrestling magazine, which is very popular.
Mhm.
They had a syndicated TV show on America One, which went around all of the
Yeah.
country.
Thank you. I completely forgot about XPW.
It did,
They definitely deserve some credit for that.
it did have a huge following in LA. Like kids at my schools, like elementary, middle school, and high school, were into XPW.
Right.
But also like Super Dragon
Yeah,
vs.
my-
Rising Sun, Scene of the Crime at the Olympic Auditorium, April 2001. I think that was the match. That was the match that got me more into SoCal wrestling, and I
Oh,
know
right on.
it was a gateway
Not
for a
my
lot of
tag, excuse me.
people. And then your tag match the month
I think
after.
our tag match was before that. That's why I'm just
it was-
smart ass.
It was it was Super Dragon versus Rising Sun with Excalibur in Dragon's Corner. Then
Right.
you teamed with Rising Sun. You guys had that match, which ended up being nationally released on
Yeah.
video. I don't know if you ever
And
got that.
the most crap I think I've ever gotten in my entire life when I went backstage.
So I've
Got
heard.
so much crap. Oh, so much heat.
But like, I
Oh.
think if it wasn't for that, and then that match with Disco Machine and Super Dragon
Yeah.
later in the year, where Dragon did that like slingshot drop kick right onto Disco and like just creamed him right in the face.
His face like exploded out
Yeah.
somewhere in that.
Like,
Yeah.
I think if it
his
wasn't for
nose
that
just went-
match,
Yep. Yeah.
I and I don't think it would have been possible for the original Epic to come around with
Right.
Gary Yap to
Right.
launch on KJLA, the same station as XPW, to gain traction for the SoCal scene. And then when the original Gary Yap Epic thing totally imploded, I think that also set the stage for PWG. And also,
Absolutely.
Rev Pro was getting their shit out there too. And
our thing was Rev Pro had a weird thing going on where you have Dragon, me, Rising Sun, Disco. We are doing our thing, and then on the opposite end, you had the guy who ran the company, Ron, American Wild Child, Matt Sinister. You had these guys who are doing stuff completely separate from what we're doing, and we were getting more. I think we were getting more attention for what we were doing, and I think that caused a rift in there. And I think eventually, Dragon and other guys saw what MPW was doing, because MPW was the first group who brought over Low Key, and they were trying to do more all-star matches, I guess.
Yeah.
And then somehow Excalibur, Disco, and Dragon connected with Gary Yap, and just like, let's go this way and see what we can do. Because that, and then like Rev Pro really split apart around the time like Epic was happening. Because I don't know if you guys know about Rev X. Do you remember Rev X?
That was in 2003.
Because it was an off-brand.
Yeah.
And the difference is Rev Pro had their thing going on, was more our what we were doing. Rev X, though, started getting more attention because they were drawing more people, but it was doing more hardcore stuff like what the original guys doing are more mixed out, like me, Dragon, Rising Sun. It wasn't getting as much attention. What was getting the attention was the guys like the Cyanides and Wild Child, Angel doing more of a mix of American style and hardcore. And there we are on the outside going, what we're doing isn't getting over in this audience. And
because it's not mixing. It's not a mix. And they're not
it was a completely different audience
off each other.
Completely different kind of audience. And the fact that the people, I'm sure, the people in charge, like, I'm getting more over here. So you're going to put more traction on that. Plus, you're getting bigger crowds. On a Wednesday in a theater in Southgate, we're drawing like 250. On our Saturday shows that, Frank is going to get like 150 maybe. Depending on what the shows.
Say this about the Rev X shows. They did draw big crowds, but most of those crowds were like related to one of the wrestlers, Cyanide. Remember, Kevin?
Yes. Not just him, but George has a family there too.
Like they would bring.
Still, we were getting 200 people there, and they were having a good time, and hey, we're making money.
I do remember that, and I do remember like some sort of animosity between like the two groups, and I remember like one time like I tagged along with this guy named Devin, who was a camera guy out here in SoCal, a tape trader who ended up training under Ron Rivera in the final years of like Rev Pro in the Rios Dojo. And I remember going to with him to like a Rev X show, and I remember like I don't know, Kevin, if you were there, but that was the show where Quicksilver got a pinched nerve after taking a Psycho Driver against Super Dragon, and he was in the ring
I was probably there, but I don't recall
such a cool guy.
I usually was stuck on the. I shouldn't say stuck. I got a car that was big enough to haul the ring, so I pretty much was doing the ring. I had to drive the ring for every single show for a couple of years there. But I had no idea how to drive a trailer, but I'm like, I guess I have to figure it out.
I remember like Quicksilver got hurt, and like that happened, and all the Red Pro guys who did the hybrid Lucha Russo style were in their one area talking about it, and then all the other guys like Cyanide, Buddy George, Lone
Chaos,
Star.
it's all the XPW crew.
Like
they weren't really Red Pro guys.
Yeah, they were all.
So
doing
there's
their
definitely
thing.
a split there. Yeah,
it was so segregated. It was like, man,
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was weird. But
I feel like it's a
but
lot
around then
less
too
like
is when PWG started.
Yes. A lot of people were
PWG was more or less these guys, these 6 guys saw what Epic was trying to do and MPW was trying to do. They're like, we just want to put on a good show. And that was all the impetus was. for the original PWG6. Like, we just want to put on a good show, and that's all there is to it. And it took them a while to get going. I mean, they had some help because, Super Dragon trying to find venues.
Oh man!
You tell you right now, Super Dragon is as quiet, almost behind the mask, as he is, wearing it. And I'm just like, I'm laughing at the idea of him trying to find a venue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I imagine him wearing the mask, calling like 500 people, like, "Hey, where?"
He would not want to call people calling a venue with or without a mask on. I tell you right now, knowing him, like, nope.
Just knowing what he looks like without the mask and imagining him going and knowing him as a person is even funnier to me. Like, just his personality. Like, everyone talks about the Super Dragon character, but the man behind it, he's more of a trip than Super Dragon actually is, in my opinion.
It just... What's up?
He would be a perfect character on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's what he gives to me. I'm his cousin. I'm like, hey, AD, what's up? I'm not going to say it. I was going to be. AD, what's up? I'm like, what's up? Mike, we're on the show. What? That's it. Pretty much. Not family.
The only way you can get him rolling is if you're talking about something really stupid and funny. That's when he gets really engaged. Or
if you're talking about the Lakers or gaming, usually. That's
or
about
Guns
it.
N' Roses.
Yes, of course. I did hang out with him twice last year. I went with him to see Danzig, and I went to see Jack White with him last year.
You went to go see Danzig?
Yeah, he loves Danzig. He
really
loved it. Oh yeah,
I thought he hated Danzig.
We went and saw Danzig at the Forum, and Phil Anselmo from Pantera's new band newer band Down, I think they're called. We're opening. I'm like, heck yeah, I'll go. Why not? I'll come hang out. What?
The Illegals?
They're called Down. It's an older band. I think
okay. I thought you meant the Illegals because I know he's got another band.
Sorry, yeah.
I would have gone to see Down.
I'm on the outside looking at. I was just going. This is the first time I'm going to hang out with Super Dragon outside of wrestling in forever, and I'm like, I'm going to a show of you. I'm not going to do a show of you since you're a teenager. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Let's go see Danzig at the Forum. I'm like, I'll come hang out. Hey. We saw Jack White. Great show. It's just
Sounds
fun.
like a good time.
Actually having real time with him as opposed to a wrestling show where he's working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. That
he's a real funny person.
Yeah, it's funny to hear like all the people talk about like the legend of Super Dragon as this like domineering, violent he's this big violent guy, and I'm like, he gladly took my tickets whenever I went to PWG, and sometimes he had a smile on, but it was more like a
nope. Oh come on, yeah, right.
It's not like a smile. It's more
he's
like
very serious at that front door. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not so safe.
Hey man, I always felt good vibes.
I think everyone knows at this point, but I try to protect him to the very end. When I talk to friends this day, I still say I say Excalibur. I don't expose almost anybody. And I'm like, it's no big secret. No. But I'm I'm set
Excalibur's still on TV and he hasn't lost an apuestas yet. So
that's true.
Once he loses the apuestas, then we can.
On Wikipedia. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was a Wikipedia as a.
Well, then again, people still call me Charles. I'm like, oh, is that okay? I'm like, dude, I lost my mask almost 30 years ago. It's fine. Whatever.
I call you Kevin because I know you as a human being.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But you see Kevin A.K. Char, I'm like, you can go be either one. It's fine. It doesn't matter to me.
It's weird for me personally because, I referred to you for so long as Taro. And then when we met, I was like...
Because that's how you know me. Andrew's known me for longer than you have. Yeah.
Yeah. But like,
shit, when I was
once
teenager,
I actually met...
I know.
Dude, once I actually met you and I'm like, oh, I could say Kevin. It feels more natural for me to say Kevin than to say Taro. And I'm like, it's hard for me to switch back and forth. But Taro...
That's why just call me either one's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
Dude, I put the AK Taro, I'm like, people will know either way who I am by that. It doesn't matter.
Andrew, you sound to me like someone that's been going to these local shows since you were a teenager too. Because I know I have been also. And
since I was 12, I was going to XPW shows, and like 15, I was going to the rest of the SoCal shows out here.
Dude, who was
That was
taking you
like-
to the Olympic for when you were 12, dude?
My mom and my dad.
Yeah.
Well, the first show
Yeah.
they took me. To, the first show my dad took me to was one of the XPW shows at the LA Sports Arena, and
Oh,
like he
So
would
was
take
your
me-
dad a fan? Is your dad a fan?
Fuck no, he hated wrestling, dude.
But he still took you.
Yeah, because
That's so awesome.
but he
That's
hated
so
it.
like good dad mode. I know.
But it's like, was it really a good dad mode when he would drive home after like drinking like 10 beers? Like,
Oh,
those were fun
Well-
memories driving back home.
Yeah.
see,
Those are the
I was
only-
lucky.
that's
I
why
had the
they
opposite.
invented
My
the oh
dad-
shit bars in the car, man. That's why they invented
Yeah.
the oh shit bars.
Yeah, my dad. I mean, I was raised by my grandparents. My dad, who raised me, he was going to the Olympic Auditorium in the '60s. So I
That's
saw
cool.
wrestling for the first time. He was like, "Yeah, I used to see Freddie Blassie, Lord James Blair's, Lou Thez." I'm like, I'm 8. I'm like, huh? What? And he took me. He started taking me to shows in 1983. It was like right when WWF first came to LA. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm so fortunate that. Well, that again, it ruined my life. Here I am talking to you guys 40 years later.
Yeah. Dude, my
Before I
dad
was
took
even
me.
Changed my life. For the better. Come on,
Yeah.
I'm kidding, but
Yeah. My dad used to take me to shows out of like San Bernardino, but he would always look for the cheap ones. So we'd go to like the swap meet lucha shows because those were cheap as hell. And he's like,
Yeah,
that's
right.
just like Hulk Hogan. It's fine. And you know, that's where I see Vandal Drummond.
God,
like,
you
doing
guys saw some awful lucha shows then in San Bernardino.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Oh god. Ugh.
Uh,
and
I
you're still
also-
here. You still suck it out. Good job.
Yeah, hey man.
Because-
So I watched.
I'll tell you right now, Andrew
Yes.
and Larry, you'll agree with me. Nothing is worse in wrestling than bad lucha.
Absolutely not.
Bad lucha is
Absolutely
the
not.
absolute worst. The absolute worst.
Let me say
Because
this.
it's going to be 20 minutes, and then you're going to go 2 or 3 falls, and you're just going to be like, just kill me.
I've seen
just football in my head.
bad
please.
American style matches in recent months on SoCal shows that have gone 20 minutes that had
Oh,
no right
no.
going that long, dude. I'm
Oh,
telling
no.
you.
I sound
Well,
like
I've
bad lucha in the 90s. Oh,
I wish
Oh,
it was
man.
bad lucha because at least in bad lucha you'd get like at least a decent chop exchange between two guys who don't want to cooperate, and then just like somebody shooting on someone else. Like,
Back
there's
in
some
the 90s,
upsides
when
to bad lucha.
it wasn't like that in the 90s lucha, in the local lucha shows. These guys would be told to go out and do like 30 minutes, 2 out 3 falls, and not do anything. And it was just terrible. And you got these guys who don't know what they're doing. You only get like a tope. It's sometimes in one of those situations like, hey, you gotta go 30 because our guys coming in for TJ aren't here yet. Like you're
man.
killing time doing
It was a lot of
worse.
walking around each other and then throwing slaps and then walking around each other. It was a lot of
I
that.
love they chopped each other at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they chop each other, I'm good. I can deal
Yeah,
with
because I'll tell you right now, for people who have been watching wrestling forever, like the overhand lucha chops, I almost always did those because I'm sorry, dude. They're never 100% accurate.
yeah.
There's times you see people do that and it's just, and you're
Yeah.
like, no.
No
But
precision.
if you do, the Big Show would always do the one where he's like, it's like a frying pan. And it's like,
Yeah.
The Andre
those are
chop.
always going to get a sound and a pop. And I'm like, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot, but you want the sound. No matter what, in the end, you need that sound because that's good the reaction to the crowd.
Yeah, I mean,
We're
I'll say
giving
this about
tips
bad-
out to the kids here.
one thing about bad lucha matches is, yes, they are bad at times, and yes, there are times where nothing can happen, but there are still times where I can find something entertaining in that, Whereas some of the bad matches I've seen recently, I'm just like, please stop. I feel bad for some of these people sometimes. Like, there's this guy out here who goes by Legend Daryl. Oh my god.
I've heard the legend of Legendary recently after I went to WrestleMania week in Vegas.
So bad. Like, I saw this dude, like, because there's a lot of us who talk about him and we joke about him, and we, like, to us, he's like, to me, he's like this generation's Mr. California in a way.
Yes! Sorry.
but
I
he
mean,
doesn't
Mr.
do
California's
death
thrown
matches.
out, but it's the same thing. It's
Yeah,
the same exact thing.
and like this dude is like, I saw him have a match like in WrestleMania weekend with some big star. And
Yep.
it was obvious this dude.
I think he booked a match with himself with Hoovy.
He booked himself in a match with Hoovy during Mania
I know
week. He
that
had like Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, Ninja Mac, Mr. Anderson, and Minoru Suzuki. And I'm telling you right now,
I didn't know about Minoru Suzuki. I'm like, oh my god.
it's a hilarious match to watch. Like, dude, if you see it, you'll wonder, like, is this dude really trained?
Was it better than the Butterbean match?
Oh god. How could it be worse?
No. Because it's just
Because the Butterbean match had at least a little bit of funniness to it.
Like, yeah.
Well, Butterbean could barely move.
It was
Yeah,
funny to me. But the Legend Darrow match was just like, it was obvious like Minoru Suzuki was there just looking for a paycheck, getting an easy payday. God bless him, too. He earned it, you know, but, you know, it was just.
He's
really,
like, what am I supposed to do with this dude?
Like, it was so sad. Like, at one point you could tell, like, I don't speak Japanese, and he didn't really say much, but I could tell in that moment just from looking at his body language and being around wrestling
He's just like,
so long. I was like, he's like, Jesus Christ, this kid sucks. I'm gonna just fucking do whatever. But like,
like, can I just grab him, give him the Gotch pile driver, and let's just go home?
Oh man, I don't even think he did it.
Oh,
he submitted them then?
I don't remember. It was just, I just remember it being
no way he's paying these guys enough where one of them got to put him over.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, I think Mr. Anderson did the job.
Minoru Suzuki's not going to put over Legend Darrow.
Oh, I'm not saying Suzuki put him over. I'm just saying I don't.
No, I'm sure. I'm just saying there's no way.
Not even for like,
even there's no way.
He would like he has dignity, man. I don't think he would.
Yeah, of course he does.
He wouldn't lower himself to like going on his back for some guy who should still be doing flips in a trampoline in a backyard somewhere, man. Like, that's how bad he is. Like,
I've heard. I've not seen it, but I was just laughing when I saw what he pulled off Mania weekend. I'm like, you might as well, because not probably going to ever happen out here again. Because maybe Legend Darrow can book himself in Saudi Arabia next year. Who knows?
I'm sure he would. For any opportunity, he would.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just really terrible. One of the worst guys I've seen that's not from Orange County Championship Wrestling.
All right. So we need a dream match. Dream match. I'm sorry, nightmare match. Mr. California versus Legend Darrow.
So Mr. California versus John De La O actually happened.
Oh,
this year, and it's bad. Dude,
he's still working?
Marvin, yes.
I didn't know John De La O was actually a worker. I just know they use his center all the time. I
he went by Jonathan Malice, and I think he trained at like WPW back in the day, like, and then he quit to go do MMA and jiu-jitsu, and then he got back into it when he saw.
Like, I'm gonna rent my venue for any outlaw mud show who wants to.
He rented it out to a known
30
pedophile.
people show up.
Legit rented it out to a known pedophile once, dude. It was so crazy.
That's. I love getting all this information right now, and I love that I booked you two, and it just ended up being one of my favorite things just to listen to guys who've been in it just talking.
I had no idea Andrew was here till I came out. Oh, it's Andrew. What's up, Andrew?
So we were supposed to be doing this, and then I said, "Hey, I'm available at 8." He said, "Oh, I'm going to be doing something with Taro. We're going to be talking about the Super J Cup." And I was like,
"And here we are. We've been talking about the Super J Cup for an hour."
And
right?
You know what's funny? Like, we were talking about your mask versus mask match with Super Dragon, and like I remember I was like, when Larry told me we were going to be doing this, I decided to brush up on my Super J Cup history because it's been a while since I've watched those shows.
Yeah, same here.
94, 95, and I noticed, you know, the finish of Ultimo Dragon versus Jushin Liger, I think in 95, was so much like your finish with Super Dragon in a mask versus mask match, where Liger was just throwing the heat at Ultimo. Ultimo's fighting back. And even though I knew the results, I remember there was like Ultimo did a reversal off an avalanche spot into the Maestro Cradle, and then like 1, 2, Liger kicked out and the fans bit into it, and I just bit into it too. Like rewatching that, and I knew the result, and it's like that. That match was so good, dude. Like, and getting to relive that again.
Those are two masters, man. Because and it plays off of their other previous matches too. Because it goes from the Maestro, and then it's the reversal Maestro, and then that page to like their match that they had over the J Crown. Like they played like homage, like because it's the Maestro cradle, do a reverse into the other pin, and that's like their first match. They had that finish, and then the other one he reverses that reversal into a reversal pin.
Liger was good, and he's done it. He did it every 3 to 4 years, where he did that shock pin in 3 minutes or something like that, and you're just like, whoa! It's like, and even though it's every 3 or 4 years, you still were not ready for it when it happened.
Yeah,
you know, because I think that's what happened with the J Crown, and they were kayfabing that he had the brain tumor. It was like, oh my god, you know, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, was that a shoot or work?
The brain tumor?
What?
That was a shoot.
Tumor.
That's
in the J Crown.
Okay, because I remember seeing that article in PW Insider as a kid. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
And then he had to come back and like, "What happened?"
Yeah, he was only out for like 2 months. I'm like, what?
Him and Sasuke, because
brain tumor sounds like death in 1996. Let me tell you. You know what I mean?
He gets the brain tumor removed, and then he comes back for that Rey Mysterio match at Starrcade. I think that was his second match back. Imagine coming back from a brain tumor surgery, and you're gonna fly from Japan to Tennessee.
Yeah,
like I think about getting a brain tumor, and all I think about are the medical bills. You know, I couldn't even fathom the thought of wrestling a match too.
They're in Japan
has good health care. I assume they do because Liger seems like he's living an okay life. Good for him, man.
Yeah. So, you know, what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna give you this chance to like sell the show in Baldwin Park because I definitely want to go to this show, and we can start on something. But I love having you guys here. It's really cool to have you guys like catch up and like just have this talk about the California scene. But Andrew, bro, why should people go to this Baldwin Park show for Epic?
It's gonna be a show where, you know, I try and book every show to be like something people will want to see, something that I would want to see, because I think a lot of times promoters out here and bookers out here, they care more about, you know, what them and their friends want, you know? And when I started it, you know, my mindset has always been get the best available talent I can get and afford, and then put them on the show, give people shine, start building up our local talent, because I feel like that's sort of been an area that a lot of promoters have neglected over the last, 10 years or so.
Dude, that's exactly why I fell in love with the PWG and the roster they used, especially when they're running these shows like twice a month. Because I would see the guys like Quicksilver, guys like Bino, guys like Human Tornado, like those guys like come in, and I'd be like, guys like Taro working shows here and there. I like the local LA guys, the local West Coast guys, because they represented me and where I'm from, and it's like, so it's cool to get like, to bring in a Loki or a Nigel McGuinness, but like, give me Bryan Danielson, who was working out here in the blue shorts as a nobody, and then he came back, and it's so freaking weird that Bryan became the biggest star in wrestling, like for at least like 5-6 years. It's just weird that the same dude that I saw in blue shorts with no really pure personality became that guy. Where I went to Staples Center and watched him and John Cena. And John Cena, who I watched in UPW as a nothing, go from that nothing dude in UPW to John Cena. Also, shout out to Bald John Cena. But I like what you're doing, man. What you're using the talent that's available to you, that's local here, that's in California. And I like that you're giving them a spot and giving them shots to like make their names. And that's what I love about what you do, man. What you do here in SoCal, what the guys over there in the Bay Area do, like in freaking in West Coast, and using the local talents. That's something that's been sort of missing out here in the scene. And it's also like one of the problems I've had with independent wrestling is everybody booking the same damn matches with the same wrestlers, just in different venues. It's like you're seeing the same guys being booked everywhere, and that's what I like about what you're doing at Epic Pro, is you're giving shots to people, and Royce Isaacs is your champion. That's a man. That's a man.
Yeah.
I love Royce. Royce is cool.
Great dude. Like I just want to, because like Kevin can tell you, like I came up, learning under, guys like Super Dragon and Chris Hero. Like, I'd always sit around and watch and observe, was
Yeah.
always there. And I was there for the early years of PWG and shit. And I saw a lot of things and I absorbed a lot of things. Later on, when I branched out on my own, doing things in life, and came back into wrestling, I started working for various promotions. And, I would see a lot of these things that, like, I remember reading in, like, an interview when PWG started, like, Super Dragon talked about how he didn't like how things were going, how,
Yeah.
it was just, like, bookers and promoters booking their friends over and over. And like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I got people that I talk to, but I'm not trying to be, like, buddies with every wrestler or anyone out there. I'm not trying to, like, go to the bars and hang out and drink with anyone unless somebody's got weed for me to smoke. I'll hang out with them then. But, like, aside from that, I'm not like I'm not gonna be like, oh, let's be friends, blah blah blah. Like, for me, it's all about letting things happen naturally. And I guess I sort of took that from your cousin Kevin. Like, his antisocialness sort of rubbed off on me, but I can understand why. Like,
and his shot like that right now, he was definitely like straight edge and pretty much antisocial unless you want a game with him. That's talk Lakers basketball, or if you want a game with him, that's
If I knew this back in the day, I probably would have talked his ear off. Because I love LA sports. I love the Lakers. Kevin knows I love the Dodgers.
Lakers is all you got with Super D right now.
Yeah.
Hey man, shout out to the Los Angeles Losers.
I should check in on him and be like, "Hey, you okay with LeBron leaving?"
I'm sure he'll be thrilled if he's a real Laker fan.
I'm so happy LeBron's
he's
gone,
not going to
man.
respond to my text regardless.
I'm
he
just
never
so
responded
happy
to my
Bron's
text
gone,
regardless.
man.
And I'm family,
Oh.
Yeah.
Man,
let me text him live. Let me text him right now. How I say, hey, hey, how you feel about LeBron leaving? Let's do it, and let's see if I hear from him ever again. Probably not.
Yeah, let's see if it'll. Imagine
ask
him how he responds to me right away.
Ask him how he feels about Kessler coming in to be finally the Lakers having a center for the first time in whoever fucking knows, man. But yeah, go ahead, text him. Say how's it feel to be free of LeBron?
Dude, you cool with LeBron leaving?
I mean, with LeBron leaving, that leaves up like $40 million in cap space.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, I am."
He's holding the team down, in my opinion.
Dude, I am so happy he's gone. I was like, when they announced that yesterday, I was like, yeah. So I had to do my show yesterday and bring my friends on and like just gloat about finally, hey, maybe something will finally happen after 6 years of nothing happening.
But I'm gonna test him. Like, dude, you have LeBron leaving and the Kessler signing.
Yeah, but
let's see if I hear. He's gonna be like, "Why is Kevin texting me about Lakers basketball all of a sudden?"
Just so randomly. But yeah, like,
that'd be hilarious if I get a response because I not heard. I text him like maybe every month or two about stuff and just crickets. But that's been the case like forever. It's not unusual. If anything was actually wrong, his mom would let me know.
Yeah. What's up, Andrew? You gonna say something, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna say one reason you told me like why should people go to the show. Here's another reason. We're gonna have tons of free parking and we're gonna have AC at the venue.
Yes.
Hell yeah. I'm stoked about that because I remember one show I felt like I had a heart attack, but I just ended up having heat complications and shit. So
that's me every summer at freaking Reseda, man. I hated that building. I hated that when Bola was held there, man.
It's funny because the Sweatbox was the building in L.A. or Hollywood, whatever. Like, that's the JCC. I'm like, it got way hotter in Reseda than it ever did there,
No,
because in the JCC, you open up that big door and wind comes in.
Let me tell you something. In Cudahy, that giant gym, even though it fits 600 people and we'd only get like 200 at most, I'm telling you, at some days it was worse than Reseda. I'm telling you. I'm glad.
Crazy.
Like, I love that venue with all my heart. That's a special place with my heart.
I love that place. It's a cool spot. Yeah.
It's gone. I'm happy where we're at now.
Hey,
I don't want to be like making guys sweat like 10 pounds and shit off.
Yeah.
just from working a match and nearly dying of dehydration. Like, I'm
Right.
good.
I'm
I
hoping
like this
you'll.
Baldwin Park venue.
I'm hoping you'll have like hydration there because I was talking to a couple dudes who were working in Vegas for those shows in Vegas, and they didn't have anything for the boys there to be hydrated. Couldn't even buy your own bottled water.
Epic Pro, we always provide our water for our talent and our crew.
Yes.
And we always have water for sale at our shows for $1.
Yep.
That's what's
I
up. That's
appreciate
definitely
that,
what's
'cause
up.
I saw.
Kevin gets.
Hey, if
Kevin
you
gets
go to Epic Pro show, you can see one of the original PWG6, most likely Top Gun Tall War right in the front door.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got
He's
man.
right
I
in the door.
want Top Gun on this show so bad. I love Top Gun
Maybe we
growing
can
up.
get him.
Well,
Absolutely.
if John Top Gun is right in the door next show, you can come say hello to him.
Definitely, dude. My dream is to at least get the 5 of the PWG6 who I absolutely love. Fuck that other guy. You know who you are.
You mean Super Dragon?
No, he's talking about Scott Lost.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Clearly.
dude, my fellow Filipino Scott Lost, the guy who, if he just waited in wrestling maybe like a year or two, he probably would have been one of the biggest stars had he just stayed one more year.
We have joked about the fact he's seen people do stuff he was doing. It's like, man,
why did Kofi Kingston steal his entire comeback spot, man?
Yeah. It's hilarious when I see people do it. We've laughed about people doing his shit, and I'm like, well, that's really funny. Like, well, sorry,
all the dudes
man.
doing no look stuff that comes from Scott Lost. Scott Lost is the master of the no look spot.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, I love Scott.
And he's become aware. He doesn't pay attention to wrestling much nowadays, but he's aware of those kind of things going on. I'm still friends with Scott. Yeah,
dude, one of the best comic artists out there, one of the best independent comic guys out there.
Yeah,
buy his comics. But yeah, man, go ahead.
For the record, I tried to get Scott Lost to come out of retirement, but apparently his asking price is way too high. So I tried.
Is it more than Ryback?
He probably threw you some money, or is like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those.
It's probably F you money.
Yeah, it's definitely like, here, he'll say no to this so I can walk away. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Man, if I could bring him back, man, like, goddamn, he'd have so many great matches with so many great people. Like, I know he's
Scott's he's not gonna do it.
I know, but still, if we can get a time machine.
It's like if people ask me, do you wrestle? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I've not had a match. My last match was 2011. I'm 51 years old. That's 15 years ago. I can't imagine falling on purpose. So you guys are, Dragon do a match? I'm like, no, please. I don't want to do a match because there's a lot of miles on that
64 and still doing it.
Yeah,
I don't
Panther
care.
and Guerrero had like the match of the weekend on
care.
WrestleMania weekend, bro.
You're going to have to pay me like FU money for me to take a bump.
Panther,
or I'm going to go band and bump for a friend. That's
Panther and El Solar had that match in Arena, Mexico, like a couple weeks back.
Panther, I'm not Solar. Are you kidding me? Those guys are like some of the greatest of all time. All right.
Well, let's get you in the ring with Blue Panther. Maybe he can bring you up.
No, I'm scared. I'd be terrified. I'm like, God, I'm like, what do I do with you? You're one of the greatest ever. I'd be like, what do I do?
But yeah, man, Andrew, I do love what you're doing with Epic, man. I wanted you to keep going. Dude, and I always ask these questions at the end of the show, because sometimes I have a little thing and then I can get a little bit, I have a little bit to imbibe in. But what's your favorite dessert, man?
Cake.
What kind of
pie.
cake? Oh.
Just regular vanilla birthday cake. The generic kind. I'm a very simple man. I don't have a very extravagant
Just go to
taste,
Food for Less. Just go to Food for Less.
Just go to Ralph's near my house and then, just pick up a little like $10 cake and just stuff that.
Yeah, dude. That's sometimes that's what I feel like doing, man. It might depend on what you're
smoking beforehand, right?
Yeah. Oh man, exactly, Kevin. Like,
I can't imagine eating a $10 cake by myself. I'm like going, but wait a minute.
But Kevin, I'm also very fat these days, so
I'm only fat on beer.
I'm at 220 right now. Which
good. That's gracious. What happened to you?
Damn,
know,
dude.
At one point, I was getting down to like 135 for jiu-jitsu tournaments. And now
Gosh,
I'm
you were
just-
like my size.
Dude,
back
when
in
I
my
was
wrestling.
doing
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu tournaments, I was doing at 250, but I was solid 250.
Where'd you
I
train
think the
at?
last I was training at Millennia MMA in La Rancho.
Okay,
Oh
I
damn,
heard
I
of
might
it.
have. Yeah. Uh I remember Scorpio used to come to the classes in Chino, and he would always do the Brock Lesnar dance for some reason. I'm not sure why. He would do the Brock Lesnar dance and be like Black Lesnar, and I'd just be like
That sounds like
looking at him like, oh okay, you can make that joke, but I'm just like, all right, man, handsome dude though, Scorpio, handsome
Yeah.
guy. He's a handsome guy. Where did you
Dude, I
train,
hope I
man?
can bring him back.
They keep saying they keep doing like freaking hype videos in AEW, and then he comes back winning a trios match, and then he's gone. With it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know how they use him.
Him and Skyflight teamed up with Matt Seidel now, so I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on, but hopefully he'll get another run of shows in AEW because I think he's very talented and I think he has so much to offer any wrestling company. It's just like
And he's been on big shows, you know.
Yeah,
Keep an eye out. You never know. He's back
he
on
just
Epic
needs
Show
the
again.
right
Andrew.
minds behind him to push him where he needs to go and to use him in a certain way. But what do I know? I'm just a promoter
Yeah.
in SoCal.
bro. If people wanted to follow you guys, where can they follow you guys?
Kevin?
Good, Andrew. You got the bigger thing to plug than me. I'm just hanging out.
EpicProLA, X, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Instagram, Facebook. We have a YouTube channel. I don't know what we're going to do with it. I don't know where this next show is going to air because got stuff going on with Triller. Who knows? Stay tuned. But if you're
When
in SoCal,
and where's the next show, Andrew?
August 29th, Baldwin Park, California at the Esther Snyder Community Center. Tickets are $30 for adults. If you have kids, $20 GA tickets available at the door only.
Hey,
If you have a bunch of friends, we have group discounts available. We also got a couple 2-for-1 ticket deals available now at bettereachday4.eventbrite.com. So get those while you can. I'm trying to help you guys save money. But yeah, it's going to be a great show. 7 p.m. start time. Doors are going to open at 6:20-ish p.m. and we'll hopefully have a pre-show match or two for anyone who shows up early to enjoy. And yeah, it's just going to be a great show. I still don't even know what matches I'm going to do.
Well, what's official? What matches are official? Because I had the wrong match earlier. I thought it was, I thought it was Zoe versus challenge for the title, but I was wrong.
The only match I have announced right now is Royce Isaacs versus, Alpha Zoe versus Bad Dude Tito.
That's a great. I mean, that will get me in the door.
that's getting
I'll
me
come
in the
in.
door.
I'll just tell you guys right now. Royce Isaacs will defend the Epic Pro Wrestling Championship against Adrian Quest. So
Nice.
No, that's dope.
Yeah.
Got an exclusive here.
yeah,
That's
an
gonna be a good
exclusive
match.
for you guys. So if you're listening to this or watching or whatever, however you're consuming,
Right.
don't tell
That'll be great.
anyone.
That'll be good. Good stuff.
Buy the tickets and don't tell anyone yet. Wait
Yeah.
till we make those announcements.
Yeah.
And who else? I know there's other talent. We have East Coast talent. What else? Who else coming in?
We got Tony Deppen coming in, making his
Hell
Epic Pro
yeah.
return. Match to be announced, but either way, the two matches I have in mind are banger matches. So if
But
one of
Tony's
them-
great. I love Tony. Tony's a great
Mr.
guy.
And if one of them
Yingling in the
doesn't pan out,
business.
the other one's going to be a killer one. We got Jordan Cruz is going to be there. Zokray is going to be there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Delilah Doom, Zyra. I'll also drop this now. We got two of Josh Barnett's proteges, Angel Verduzco and Joseph Dashu.
Oh, right
Hell
on.
yeah.
They're
Right
going
on.
to be there.
Good all dudes. Saw him at Bloodsport in Vegas. Right on.
Sorry?
I saw him at Bloodsport in Vegas. Those guys.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, they're so fucking good, and
Yeah.
I'm really excited about having them, especially because, like, I think they have so much fucking potential to be,
Dude.
like,
And they work
something
such a different
business.
style from all the guys you already named. But
Yeah,
what I
That's
like
what
about
I like about them, too.
yeah,
They have
Yeah,
that
what I like
caption,
about-
Greco.
what I like about
Go
the
ahead.
shows you have is you have the mix of styles there, And every time I talk to Kevin, we always talk about the hybrid styles that people are working. But like now, the new hybrid style is back to the hybrid style, working the shoot stuff, working the lucha stuff,
Yeah.
working all that
We
in and
weren't doing
making it
that
like
for
work.
sure. We were not doing that 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really wasn't a
These
thing back then.
guys are legit. Angel is a legit catch
Yeah.
wrestling world champion.
Yeah.
Joe is a guy who was on the Canadian Greco-Roman wrestling team. So these are legit dudes, and they're training under Josh Barnett. So
Yeah.
they're going to be fucking killers, and I can't really
Yeah.
wait to see them, reach their full potential.
I'd love to see Tito match up with those dudes too, because we know Tito's pretty legit too. You know what I mean?
We'll see.
Hopefully, eventually, hit later
Down the
shows.
line, we'll see what happens. Maybe
Yeah.
Wes
him
Isaacs,
and Jay
brown
against those
belt.
two.
Yep.
Che Cabrera will be there as well.
Oh, right on.
Hey.
I love
Latino
Che.
meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
250 pounds of muscle, dude. Like, this dude's a rock. Like
Yeah.
if he came around like 20 years ago, man, the matches he could have had. But we got him here in this age, so
Yeah.
Hey,
that
he
dude
stands out.
That dude should be a big star right now. I don't know why people
Yeah.
are fucking sleeping on him.
because
Yeah,
they're
him
on
and
the
Tito.
he's on the West
Tito
Coast,
coming off
man.
AEW run is coming to you, so you got a wonderful person with you.
Oh,
Love Tito.
Lucas Riley and Dom Kubrick will be there. The Krusty Crew.
Right on. That's,
One of the
yeah.
most exciting
Yeah.
tag teams in SoCal. But yeah,
Yeah.
so much more. I can't even remember it off the top of my head. I've taken a lot of hits.
Hey,
today.
you're like almost 7-8 weeks away, so let's get people in there.
Yeah.
Come hang out, have a good time.
It's going to be a
Yeah.
great show. Again, tickets are $30. GA, first come, first serve. And I really think it's a great price for what we're doing because I see other shows charging like $30, $40 for
Yeah.
shit that's not even as good as what we're putting on.
Yep.
It's like shameful
Yeah.
to see what's going on. So
I've-
if you like good wrestling, if you want to have a good time, like even if you're not a wrestling fan, you come out, you're just going to see a bunch of cool shit and you're going to enjoy it. So, get your tickets at Eventbrite, Better Each Day, forward.eventbrite.com. Tickets also available at the door.
Absolutely great, Andrew, man. And the last
I
question
plan to be there. I
Hell
think
yeah.
Disco Machine's gonna be in town, so he's gonna come with me. We're gonna come see the show and just have a great time. And
You guys are my guests.
You sold me.
Larry, if you want to
You
come
guys
out.
sold me.
Larry, you want to come
Yeah.
out? You can be my guest, but your friends got to buy tickets. I'm sorry, I can't have too
Brother-
many free tickets available.
I'm
Brother,
on the
I am
belt,
so-
so I'm a guest always. I'm on the
This
belt.
Brother,
is a fun
I-
fact. Kevin is on the belt, so he gets a lifetime pass to every show. So
But hey, you know what? Andrew's very appreciative because I did buy a ticket for the first show.
you did.
I did do that.
You didn't
I
have
did
to,
pay-
but I
I
appreciated
know.
that.
I still did. I
I
want to be
appreciated
like,
that
you know
$30,
what?
bro.
I'm like,
It-
you know what? I'll support.
Yeah,
Which is hilarious
it's
'cause I'm
great,
like-
man.
Any other show, I'll be like, don't get me in, brother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play my connections at the bigger feds.
Yeah, all you got to do
Um,
at my show is just walk in the door. John knows
Of
you.
course, I figured as much.
Yeah, I hear you, hon. So the last thing I asked, man, is my wife's yelling at me. The last thing I asked, man, is what if a rainbow ever appears out the sky? What the message from you, Andrew? What do you want that message to be?
Fucking drive normal, you fucking assholes. You guys are going too crazy on the road. Slow down and use your turn signals, please. I only say that because I had a car accident earlier this year where some guy like swiped my car when he was driving fast and all that. So, and not only that, like every time I drive, like I just noticed people are driving wilder. Also, let's do something about LED headlights. That would be my message in
Absolutely.
the rainbow.
They're too fucking
Yeah.
bright. They're too fucking bright.
Exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yep.
I'm nearly being blinded anytime I'm on the road.
Yeah. But yeah, man, thank you guys for coming on. This has been awesome. Definitely watch that show August 29th, Baldwin Park, Esther Snyder Center. Be there, be square, and I'll see you there.